I promised you the lie in the last video. Here it is. The mainstream doesn't hate you. The counterculture doesn't either. They both just need you confused. Because a confused man is a managed man. Here's what they told you. Work hard. Be nice. Wait your turn. Someone will recognize your effort. Be a team player. Don't make waves. Express yourself, but not like that. Be a man, but not like that either. You know what that is? That's a script. And like any script, someone else wrote it for a role they needed filled. They needed workers, they needed consumers, they needed men who would trade their agency for approval and call it maturity. The schools rewarded it, your feeds amplified it, and you got handed the whole thing before you were old enough to question it. You didn't adopt the script, you were born into it. And then when you started to feel it, the friction, the emptiness, the sense that something doesn't add up, two things happened. The mainstream told you to go to therapy, express yourself, be vulnerable, wait for your moment. And then the other corner of the internet told you the whole thing was rigged against you. The answer was to get angry, unplug, and follow the loudest voice online. Both of them just handed you another script. So ask the obvious question. The one both camps are loud enough to drown out. Where did this even come from? I mean, the mainstream runs on compliance. The system works if you keep showing up. So compliance gets dressed up as growth and obedience gets called maturity. That's an engine. The counterculture runs on outrage. Outrage sells. Outrage keeps you scrolling. And the man scrolling in anger is a man not building. So the trap gets dressed up as waking up. And the enemy always points outside of you. The system, the government, women, the other guys. You're so busy pointing your finger at everyone else, you never get to face what you're actually doing about any of it, what you're actually doing about your own life. God knows you can't change the people that they're pointing at. I mean, both sides profit from you staying reactive. Both need you in the frame that they built. Neither one needs you actually free. Because if you're free, you're useless to them. In honesty, I lost most of my 20s running somebody else's plan and calling it ambition. Not because I was stupid. It was because no one ever showed me there was another option. I'd never seen real agency modeled. When it stopped working, I went looking for a shortcut. Found a guy online with the answers, paid for the course, and started repeating his lines like they were mine. You know what I got out of it? A lighter bank account and another man's opinions coming out of my mouth like they were actually mine. That one's on me. Look, I'm not on a mountain telling you what I figured out. I'm only a few steps down the same road, just close enough to still remember the dirt that you're standing in. So here's what happens today. Stop measuring yourself against a standard that you didn't set. This is the lie underneath both lies. Both sides, they exist to keep you measuring yourself against a finish line you inherited, not one you chose. One says this is success, while the other says no, this is success. Neither one asks you what's the standard you want to measure yourself against. So stop letting that be someone else's answer. The moment that you felt the system doesn't work, part of you woke up. Good. But then you got handed a new identity, and it's one you didn't earn, the aware guy, the one who sees it now. And now your anger proves that you're smart. So you'll defend it. You'll scroll for 2 hours a day for it, argue for it, because being angry feels like being alive. And God knows at this point in society and life, you'll take anything that'll make you feel alive. But hey, newsflash, it isn't. Anger's convincing. It is a convincing distraction. It feels like agency, but it's just you, perfectly managed, pointed in a different direction. Cut the feed that keeps you reactive, the podcast that radicalized you, the community that made you feel attacked by something and made you feel like you were waking up from something. You can be aware without being outraged. The market doesn't care how angry you are at the system. The market cares if you have a skill. So stop confusing a tribe with direction. Both sides sell belonging. Join us and you'll finally understand. Be part of this and you'll finally be safe. Move to our corner and you won't be alone anymore. And you won't. You'll just have a group chat instead of a family. But you'll feel slightly less alone while making zero progress on anything real in your life. Direction is lonely. Building is lonely. A real man isn't looking for the right tribe to join. He's looking for the right standard to build his life against. That's what Jen Phoenix means. So what do? You cut the supply, the feed that keeps you reactive, the voice that keeps you angry or asleep. That's not information. That's a leash. Burn the leash and build on its ashes. Here's your first rep. Not a worksheet, not a course. One move tonight. Pick the loudest voice in your feed, the one selling you comfort or the one selling you outrage, and cut it. Mute it, unfollow it, delete the app it lives in, whatever you have to do. I don't care. Just do it for 30 days. One voice, 30 days. That's it. And it's not because the talking heads are evil. It's because you can't hear yourself think while you're renting your head out to someone who profits when you bite the rage bait that they're dangling in front of you. That's the whole assignment. And when you want somewhere to point the hours you just took back, the real trade pay numbers, the free tool that finds paid apprenticeships in your zip code, the things that actual work is built on, actual money, authentic direction and relationships, that link is in the description, where the government takes people, contractors, and so forth that need apprentices, and they're paid apprenticeships. You just type in your zip code and it finds the closest one to you. It doesn't cost you anything but time. So that's your next click. Talkers scroll, doers click. And now here's a thing few are willing to say. Actually, I take that back. A lot of them are probably saying it. The system is broken. The one side, the counterculture side, is right about that. And guess what? It doesn't matter. Not for your life, at least not for today. You can't change the system today. You can't change other people's minds today. You can only make one step for yourself today. The system keeps working because men keep trying to beat it. And both sides keep working because men keep trying to escape it instead of facing it head on. You're walking between them the whole time, measuring yourself against ghosts. This is the part where a tribe hands you a name and a flag. I'm not handing you a name or a flag. I'm not going to baptize you and change your name. No. Jen Phoenix is not a tribe. It's not something you claim. Jen Phoenix is for the doers. It's the mentality of the doers. You don't join it, you move. So now, what fills the space your voice used to take? The talking head that was renting out space upstairs. It's not silence, it's direction. This channel is built on 4 things, and I'll say this over and over and over. Mindset, skill set, financial literacy, relationships. The 4 pillars. That's the map. That's where a man actually builds. And this video was the first pillar, mindset. Taking your own attention back is the ground on which every other pillar stands. Look, you're not going to fix all 4 tonight. You cut one voice. That's the first brick. The rest of this series lays out the others. A building is built one brick at a time, laid one brick at a time. A life is built one decision at a time. So don't get ahead of yourself. We'll cover the others in videos to come. And as always, remember, you're not broken, you're stuck. And stuck has an exit. You just couldn't hear it over the 2 voices spinning in your head. I mean, they were spinning you in circles. The lie isn't the system. The lie isn't one tribe over the other. The lie is the assumption that somebody else gets to set your finish line. That's what we're burning down on this channel, one standard at a time, and replacing it with the one that you build. There's one more lie under all of this, the deepest one. It's not about the system, and it's not about the side you picked. It's about who you were told you were supposed to be. And you've been measured against this since you were born. You know, most men live their whole lives inside of that answer and never once ask who wrote it. Next video, we go there. But for today, one voice, 30 days, starting today. Now move.